Welcome to the design guide for both the HTML sliding billboard and sliding billboard with video templates. Both of these templates use the exact same core, so we're going to basically go through the features for both during this demo. We're going to start by previewing the ad, and this is a ad that acts like a sliding billboard that slides down, floats on top of the page, and is typically centered on top of your site. And when collapsed, it'll slide back up, leaving a teaser image here at the top of the page. So to configure this ad, basically you have your main area media, and this is actually a fixed size as opposed to other templates you may be using in the system. The main area is 725 by 319. You can upload JPEGs, PNGs, GIFs, or SWF files. Likewise, the teaser area at the bottom is 587 by 28 pixels, again, JPEG, PNG, GIF, or SWF. The one thing to note is if you're uploading an SWF file in either or both of these containers, what you're going to want to do is access the next two options down, which are an optional failover image for both the main area as well as the teaser area. And what this will do is when these ads are played on non-flash compatible devices like iPads or iPhones, it will fail over and play those and display those images as opposed to the SWF files. If you're just using images, you don't need to worry about these two fields. You can leave them blank. Finally, at the bottom, there's an optional video that you can include here. We recommend or we require MP4 files, and if you don't have an area or don't have a site to convert to MP4, we highly recommend the following site. And it's called, we'll showcase this to you here, it's called video.online-convert.com, and if you go to that URL you can navigate to the MP4, or you can just come here, video.online-convert, convert to MP4. So just grab that URL if you don't have it already, and basically what you can do is simply browse your hard drive for a video. You can leave all of these settings the same. If you want to lower the size of the file, you can do it here. Otherwise, just enter your MOV or whatever file size or type you have, click convert file, and that will convert it for you. So coming back to Impact Engine here, inside our ad, next we have our colors. Basically the only color we have to configure here is the test mode for our hit areas. You have again up to 4 different click-through hit areas that you can configure here. The one thing to note about click-throughs is click-through 1 in this ad, whatever you set for click-through 1 in terms of height and width, it's going to basically determine the offset from this corner here. So if you wanted a 50 by 50 pixel hit area right here for hit area 1, it's going to go on this main image area. However, whatever you set for hit area 1 is always going to also by default take up the entire container here at the bottom. So this teaser image is always going to click through to wherever you click on the teaser, it's going to go to whatever you've set for click-through 1. You can also add click-throughs 2, 3, 4 if you wanted click-through 1 to only go when you click here, and you wanted a separate click-through if you clicked on anywhere on the main area. You'd simply set click-through 2 to be the entire size of this expanded unit, which would overlay on top because those hit areas are stacked on top of one another. That way you could have this go only to click through 2 and this hit area to go only to click through 1. We'll show you more on that in just a moment. Finally, our custom settings. You basically can configure how far down the page this ad drops. Right now it's going to drop down 600 pixels. You can do it all the way up to 979 pixels would be the max distance down. Show teaser, you're almost always going to want to have that teaser, but for some reason if you don't want that to show, you can make it go away. The only downside there is once the ad has auto expanded, there's no way to re-access it if you turn this off. So we recommend leaving the teaser on. Do you want it to automatically expand on initial render, yes or no? Would you like to limit the auto expand to once every X hours, 24 hours for instance? You can plug that in here. Would you like a delay on the auto expand? If so, plug that in here. Would you like a delay on the collapse, or meaning would you like an auto collapse? You can pop in your delay here or say no if you don't want it to automatically collapse. You've got your expand speed and collapse speed. We've played around with this, and these are the 1.5 seconds for expand, 1 second for close. We feel that looks best, but you're obviously free to change that. Next up, if you're including video player, just switch this setting to yes. Right now we have the video player height and width set to the full size of the expanded media container. So when we preview this ad, when we put in a video player, basically with the video player in here now, we've set it to take up the entire height and width of this container. You can click to play, have your audio play here. You can set the audio to auto start or not. And likewise, you can change around that video player size. So if you only wanted it to take up a portion of that page, let's say we only wanted it to be 500 pixels wide by 200 pixels tall, we could add a video player horizontal and vertical offset. Let's make it 100 pixels to the right and 25 pixels from the top. What that's going to do is basically just showcase the video here on top of whatever image you've added in step 1. So again, you can click to play that video, make it any size you want, and then as we mentioned, you can auto start the audio and auto start the video, so you don't have to click to play it by setting these to yes. And now when the ad renders here, it's going to automatically start the video. Play pause controls here. So we'll go ahead and turn the video player off for now as we run through the rest of the settings. Basically coming down here, we now have your custom hit areas as we mentioned. Right now we have custom hit area 1 taking up the entire, again, 725 by 319 is the height and width of the main hit area or the main container on the top. Therefore, our horizontal and vertical offset we've set to 0. If you want to see custom hit area 2, we can add that here. Let's make this 400 pixels wide by 200 pixels tall, and we'll give it an offset of 75 pixels to the right and 25 pixels down from the top. And again, you can add a custom hit area 3 or 4, and at the very bottom you can turn on test mode, which when we preview now is going to show us these hit areas. So you can basically see hit area 1 takes up the entire top container. As I mentioned as well, the bottom area, when you turn on hit area 1, it's always going to activate the entire teaser image area, and that's going to click through to whatever you've set for click through URL 1. Here's hit area 2 on top of that. Let's say, for instance, you wanted the entire top area to go to a different click through than if you click on the teaser. What we do is we could set the top area, or click through 1, to something smaller. You could even make it 1 by 1 pixel if you wanted. Well, let's make it 50 by 50 just for reference here. And then what we do is we'd set hit area 2 to be the entire height and width of the container. So we could say 725 by 319. And in this case, we wouldn't put an offset on hit area 2. And what's going to happen now when we preview is you're going to see hit area 2 is now the entire top. Hit area 1 again remains if I click through over here. And just as another way of showcasing how that works, let's turn off hit area 2. And when we preview, you're going to see hit area 1 is basically this little area and always the bottom here. So if you have any questions on that, as always, you can call us. Our number is 866-467-2289. The other thing we're going to mention on click-throughs, the way the stacking works on click-throughs is click-through 1 is at the bottom, click-throughs 2, 3, 4 are on top of that, but in the middle, on top of click-through 1 is your video. What this does is it allows you to have a background click-through area, your video stacked on top, and then any click-throughs 2, 3, or 4 will be stacked on top of your video. And we'll show you how that works here by activating custom hit area 2 and turning our video back on. So let's say yes, we want to include video. And now when we preview the ad, you'll see that basically you have hit area 1, here's hit area 2. Let's turn hit area 2 back on. We'll make hit area 2 is already the full size of the container, so we'll switch this back to like let's say 300 pixels wide by 200 pixels tall. We'll give it an offset again of 100 pixels to the right, 25 pixels down from the top. And then we'll make our hit area 1, again, the full size of the container, 725 by 319 with no offset. And now when we preview, what we should see is basically our hit area 1, you notice, is behind the video. Hit area 2 is on top. So I could position this hit area 2 to be the entire height and width of the video itself, and that will click through to wherever you'd like. So that is the tutorial. Again, if you have questions, call us at 866-467-2289.